That's my arch nemesis right there. Dirty car. But yeah, I try to steer clear of vehicles when I see dirty windshield or dirty back window, because they can't see you. Nor do they care enough. Oh my gosh, this person just is bad news all the way around. Come on, old Prius. That's what you call environmentally responsible, but not physically or in the moment responsible. Hopefully this light reads me. Sometimes it has trouble. There we go. Alright guys, well, you might be wondering, you turn the camera on. Oh, that's a big drop. You turn the camera on and then you stop. So what's the deal with that? So there is a point to this, and it's an object lesson. I'm sure all of you who grew up, especially like at church, I know people like to do object lessons at church, but there is a reason for me, and I know I picked some really bad. Here, let me turn the bike here a little bit so that I'm not having you stare directly into the sun.
A few inches later.
Alright, well, this is a little bit awkward because there's some people sitting over there watching me what I'm doing, but this is for a good reason. The reason why I stopped was to give you guys a heads up on something that's going on locally, and also it's going on around the country. I'm not sure if it's worldwide, but right now there are tens of thousands of riders signed up to participate in the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. Now, I caught wind of this last year, I believe, when Dan the Fireman took part in this event, and this is something that happens locally, but you're also riding at the same time as people all over the country are, and they're taking place in this event called the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. This ride is to promote awareness for both men's prostate cancer as well as men's mental health. Now, the reason why I stop is because for guys, and especially for you ladies out there who have guys who are kind of stubborn, we don't like to stop and take time for ourselves, but sometimes we just have to stop. We need to take an inventory, not just mentally, but physically of ourselves. And these are two things that make men, I know for me personally as a man, that make me really uncomfortable. So doing this ride was a way for me to not just take time, stop and think about it. And I do have plans to make a doctor's appointment to get my prostate checked. And as well as my wife has been urging me to talk to the doctor about my anxiety and my depression. So I'm going to do both of those things. I'll give you guys updates because this is something that I like to be on the channel as something that I do regularly. Is to check in with you guys on men's mental health as well as my mental health. Because, you know, I think when you put yourself out there and you say, hey, look, this is something that I struggle with. Let's not do this alone because it's really a really difficult thing to do by yourself. But let's get out there and support each other. So I would really appreciate it. You can go ahead and go to the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride. My website there, actually you can go and sponsor me if you want. But this is something that you don't have to sponsor me. If you just leave it in the comments that you support me mentally and that you support yourself. Really, this is the reason why I'm doing this, is mostly just to bring awareness to this topic because, it's, again, like I said, it's something that we don't like to talk about, and it's something it's not taboo. Taboo is the wrong word. It's just something that's really uncomfortable, and that's the big magic word of the day. It's uncomfortable for us to think about. It's uncomfortable for us to take care of, but it's something that really needs to be, instead of at the back of our heads, it should be something that's more and takes bigger priority in all of our lives as men. And really, I would urge all of you wives, you girlfriends, you mothers, your sisters out there to not push, but give us reminders, because sometimes it's not that we don't want to take care of ourselves, but it's just that we don't take the time to do it. So this is my object lesson for you today. I stopped off, I started the bike and I stopped because sometimes we just need to stop and take time for ourselves, for our physical health, and especially something that we definitely, I think all of us need to do more, is take time for our mental health. And whether that be, you know, time for you to meditate, for you to pray, find small times during your day to breathe, to just, I have a little reminder on my, you can't see it, on my Apple Watch. I think it's every couple hours to just take time to breathe. And it's amazing what it does. It makes me feel more relaxed. It makes me feel more control, especially for someone like me who suffers from anxiety. It really does help me to step back and breathe every once in a while. So we're going to start the bike up and we're going to keep going. But just so that I could give you that visual of taking the time to stop and taking the time for yourself is really important. So guys, again, like I said, you can go, I'll put links in the description for my Distinguished Gentleman's page where you can sponsor me. This is only going to be up for like a week before the event actually happens. So you won't have a lot of time for that. But again, the bigger thing for me is if you could just leave it in the comments that not just that you support me, but that you support men out there who struggle. And especially, like I said, this is an uncomfortable thing for us to discuss. It's an uncomfortable thing for us to take care of. So like I said, you, not just you women, but you dads, you brothers, encourage each other, because the more we talk about it, the less uncomfortable it becomes. And even, I know this is only the second time that I've mentioned mental health on this channel, but it's not going to be the last time. And it's something, like I said, the more we talk about it, the more comfortable we get. And I can tell you from experience that it was hard for me to talk about it the first time. I actually recorded a couple videos regarding my mental health, and I never posted them because it was, I wouldn't say I was ashamed, but it was something I just wasn't ready to do. So when I finally was ready, my wife was really happy that I put that video out there. So again, I'll put a link here so you can go back and watch that video if you want. And again, it would just mean the world to me if you would leave a comment down there and show your support. And again, you don't have to go onto the Distinguished Gentleman's page to sponsor me, but if you feel like it, it's towards a really good cause. You know, the first time I heard about this, I kind of thought to myself, you know, this isn't a really good time for us to be talking about men's health, because I think that right now the forefront of everyone's attention has been brought to women and women's equality and women's rights and the Me Too movement. I am all for all of those things, but I don't think that it's a bad time to bring this up. I just think that the more that we talk about it, the better. So I'm putting myself out there and I'm letting you know about the Distinguished Gentleman's Ride that's coming up on September 30th, 2018. It won't be the last time that I do this ride, and it's actually will be the first time that I go on a huge group ride. So I'll definitely have video for you when the event is done, and I'll have feedback for you definitely on how all of that goes. So guys, that's all I've got for you today. I really appreciate you watching this video. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up down there, which is the like button. And if you're so inclined, hit the subscribe button, which I'll pop up right over here. I'll also throw up some links over here in this direction, and you can go straight to one of my other videos if you so please. Guys, if you're out there riding, be safe. And if you're not riding, get riding. This is that one guy, and I am out.